Have you ever looked at the clock and seen 11:11? Or thought of someone only for them to call you minutes later? What do you make of that? Coincidence? Luck? Or is something greater trying to speak to you? This world doesn't just run on logic. It runs on something subtler. A language of symbols, emotions, and perfectly timed coincidences that defy every repeated sig, every strange alignment that keeps showing up. They're not accidents. They're invitations. Invitations from a deeper reality, one where you're not just a passenger. You're a co-creator of your life's path. But here's the real question. Are you awake enough to notice the signs? And more importantly, do you have the courage to trust them? To act on what you feel, not just what your logic tells you is safe. The universe is always speaking, but are you listening? We live in a world that worships logic and demands proof for everything. Anything that can't be measured, quantified, or explained is quickly dismissed as superstition or imagination. Yet there's one phenomenon that keeps breaking through the cracks of this so-called rational world. These are meaningful coincidences that seem to arrive at the exact moment you need them. A repeating number. A song that plays just as you think of someone. A stranger who shows up with the answer to a question you didn't say out loud. These aren't random. These are the whispers of the universe. They are moments when the unseen aligns with the seen, when the outer world begins to reflect your inner state. And they're not just curiosities to marvel at. They're invitations. They're gentle nudges from a higher intelligence, one that exists beyond your conscious mind, asking you to pay attention, to slow down, and to remember that you're part of something far greater than your current circumstances. The universe doesn't scream, it doesn't force, it flows, it waits, and only when you quiet your mind and open your awareness can you truly begin to hear the messages it's been sending you all along. Awareness opens the door, but action is what moves you through. Noticing a synchronicity is like seeing a doorway appear in front of you. But unless you walk through it, nothing changes. Too often, people see the signs, get excited, and then do nothing. They go back to their routine, dismiss the moment as coincidence, or get caught in fear and doubt. But here's the truth. Synchronicities require courage. They are invitations to act, to trust, and to step into the unknown. Maybe it's making that phone call you've been putting off. Saying yes to an unexpected opportunity. Changing direction when your heart pulls you somewhere new, even if your mind doesn't understand why. Synchronicities are not meant to entertain you. They are meant to transform you. And transformation is never passive. It asks something from you. A leap of faith, a conscious choice, a commitment to growth. If you ignore the signs, they may stop appearing. Not out of punishment, but because the universe respects your free will. You weren't ready. But when you start listening and responding, the magic multiplies. One sign becomes two, two becomes a flood. Life starts to feel orchestrated, guided, alive. You are never alone. A higher intelligence is guiding you. There will be moments when you feel lost, disconnected, unsure of what to do next. But synchronicities are the cosmic breadcrumbs leading you home. They're reminders that even in your darkest hours, you are being guided. Not by chance, but by a deep intelligence that flows through everything. An intelligence that lives inside you, and beyond you, at the same time. When you start to notice how the world responds to your inner shifts, something clicks. The people you meet, the words you hear, the opportunities that show up just when you're ready. You begin to realize that you're not drifting through a chaotic, meaningless world. You're participating in a living, breathing dialogue with existence itself. And the more you trust this intelligence, the more you honor the synchronicities, the stronger the connection becomes. Life starts to communicate with you in a language beyond words. You'll know what to do, not because someone told you, but because everything within you says yes. You are a co-creator, not a passive observer. Synchronicities don't just happen to you. They happen through you. You are not a spectator watching divine signs fall from the sky. You are a living frequency, and the reality you experience reflects the energy you emit. When you're aligned with your true self, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in integrity, synchronicities become almost constant. They're not rare miracles. They're normal. They're the natural rhythm of a life in tune with its purpose. But when you're out of alignment, living in fear, pretending to be someone you're not, the signs slow down. The world becomes foggy, noisy, disconnected. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to earn signs. You just need to be honest. Be present. Be willing to listen and act from a place deeper than your ego. When you do, you step into a flow where the right people show up, the right words find you, and the right doors open without force. This is not luck. This is the language of energy. And synchronicities are how life says, you're on the right path. Synchronicities are wake-up calls, not entertainment. Let's be honest. Many people treat synchronicities like fun little cosmic winks. They see 11:11 on the clock and post it on social media. They notice a repeating number and laugh about it with friends. But if you understand what synchronicities really are, you can't treat them casually anymore. They are wake-up calls, not alarms to scare you, but invitations to wake up from the sleepwalking state of survival, doubt, and repetition. They're gentle knocks on the door of your soul, saying it's time. Time to remember who you are. Time to step into the next chapter. Time to trust something more than logic and fear. But a wake-up call means nothing if you roll over and go back to sleep. Synchronicities are sacred moments. They are clues, patterns, guidance from a field of intelligence that loves you, that knows your purpose, and that is constantly trying to bring you back to it. You don't have to chase them. You just have to be awake enough to notice, and brave enough to respond. Become the sign for someone else. When you live in synchronicity, something beautiful happens. You stop just noticing the signs. You become one. You become the person who says the right thing at the right time. You become the stranger who inspires someone to change their life. You become the spark that someone else has been waiting for. We are not separate. We are threads in the same tapestry, waves in the same ocean. And when you raise your own frequency, when you live with awareness and courage, you help the entire grid light up. You activate others just by being fully yourself. Synchronicities aren't just for your personal growth. They are how the universe heals itself through connection. Through us. The secret to calling synchronicities into your life. Synchronicities respond to focus. The more specific your thoughts and desires, the clearer the signs become. Synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random, are not accidents. They are messages from the deeper intelligence of the universe, echoing your inner world. And here's the truth. You don't need to sit around and wait for synchronicities to appear. You can call them in. You can actively tune into the frequency where these signs become more vivid, more frequent, and more aligned with your soul's path. To do that, you only need 3 things: intention, alignment, action. Let's go deeper. Intention. Ask with clarity. The universe cannot give you what you want if you don't even know what you're asking for. Most people send out vague hopes. I just want to be happy, or I hope things work out somehow. But the universe doesn't respond well to fog. It responds to clarity. Setting an intention is not begging. It's not about being desperate. It's about stating your direction with certainty. Like telling the GPS exactly where you want to go. Say something like this: Universe, if this path is right for me, show me a clear sign within the next 48 hours. Then, pay attention. Stay alert. A synchronicity might show up in the lyrics of a song, a sentence someone casually says, a recurring number on a receipt, or a sudden invitation that feels divinely timed. The key is not just to ask, but to listen. Not just with your ears, but with your whole presence. Intentions spoken from a heart that truly seeks, create ripples across dimensions. And those ripples always return as signs, if you're awake enough to see them. Alignment. Tune your energy. Imagine your energy as a radio signal. If you're filled with doubt, fear, or frustration, your signal is scattered. You may still receive a response from the universe, but it will be static, unclear, easy to miss. But when you align your inner world, when your energy is clean, grateful, trusting, synchronicities become louder and clearer. They start to appear faster, in rapid succession, almost as if the universe can't help but flood your life with guidance. Alignment is about daily practices. It's not something you do once and forget. You align every day, every hour, every moment. Here's how. Meditate or breathe deeply to silence the mental noise. Practice gratitude. Write down what's already good in your life. Let go of control. Stop forcing the timeline. Let the how and when unfold. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present and in tune. Your energy is your magnet, and synchronicities don't follow your words. They follow your frequency. Action. Move when the sign appears. This is where most people fail. They see the sign. They feel the nudge. But then, they freeze. They doubt. They wait for more proof. They tell themselves, maybe I imagined it, or what if I'm wrong? But here's the truth. Signs are not decorations. They're not there for you to admire. They're invitations. And if you ignore them, the door they were pointing to might close. Action is what transforms a sign into a shift. A synchronicity leads you to a person. Reach out. A number keeps appearing. Research its meaning. A random opportunity shows up. Take it seriously, even if it doesn't make full sense yet. The universe responds to boldness. It answers your questions, not with words, but with openings. If you hesitate too long, those openings fade. Act like the universe is conspiring in your favor. Because it is. Action signs are not for the still. This is the part where most people fall short. They ask for a sign. They receive it. It shows up with undeniable clarity. A symbol, a sentence, a person saying exactly what they needed to hear. And still, they hesitate. Why? Because fear whispers, what if I'm wrong? Because the logical mind says, it's probably just a coincidence. Because taking action means stepping into the unknown. And the unknown is uncomfortable. But this is what you must understand. A sign is not meant to be admired. It's meant to be followed. When you ask the universe for confirmation, and it delivers a symbol so specific, so direct, that it gives you goosebumps, that's not a moment to sit back and wait for more. That's your green light. That's your door swinging open. And if you don't walk through it, that door might not stay open forever. Every time you ignore a sign, you train your inner voice to go quiet. You disconnect from the flow. The universe becomes silent. Not because it isn't speaking, but because you stopped listening with action. But when you move, even if you're scared, even if it doesn't all make sense, something powerful happens. You tell the universe, I trust. And that act of trust creates momentum. More synchronicities appear. More people show up who seem to just get it. More pieces fall into place. That's not magic. That's resonance. Action is the amplifier of signs. It turns a single whisper into an echo that shapes your path. But here's the part no one talks about. Action doesn't mean doing something big and dramatic. It doesn't mean quitting your job overnight or booking a flight to a foreign country. Just because you saw angel number 111, sometimes, action is subtle. It's sending a message, saying yes to a coffee, reading that book that keeps calling to you, writing down an idea at 3 a.m. Small moves, but done with full trust. And those small moves, they shift time. You are the answer you've been seeking. So many people chase signs like they're fortune cookies, hoping they'll provide all the answers. But the real answer is always the same. You, your energy, your movement. The sign is the spark. But you are the fire. And fires need oxygen. They need fuel. They need boldness. So when the universe sends a sign, Don't just nod and smile. Stand up, take the step, make the call, start the thing, open your heart, say the words, send the message, move. The universe meets you at the level of your motion. Synchronicities are not rewards. They are responses. And the more you act, the more the universe echoes back with even louder clarity. You are not just here to witness magic. You are here to co-create it. If you've made it this far, this is not just a video. This is your sign. Not the kind you scroll past. Not the kind you forget by morning. But the kind that plants a seed. The kind that whispers, "It's time." Time to stop waiting for clarity and start walking with faith. Time to stop asking for more signs and start honoring the ones already given. Because the universe doesn't speak in logic, it speaks in alignment. And right now, it's not waiting to convince you. It's waiting for you to move. So here's the challenge. Don't leave this video unchanged. Pause. Reflect. Ask the question. Set the intention. And then, take one step. Any step. And when you do, watch how reality starts to bend. Watch how the signs get louder. How people show up. How opportunities unfold in ways your mind could never plan. This isn't about magic, it's about resonance. It's about becoming so aligned, so clear, that the universe can't help but respond. If this message stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Like, subscribe, share it with someone who needs it. And remember, you are not here to chase signs. You are here to become the signal.